Hey guys, how you doing? It's Trogg the Frog here. I'm gonna make this real quick here today. I think I gotta go over here take care of the kid. He died like 7 times. So, to give you a little bit of a recap, we met the Rudolph, the red-nosed guy. He's this older guy, but he's a druid that Moony and then they really kind of got along. He really liked it when I played my songs. He was actually humming and stuff by the end. It was a pretty cool thing. I mean, I know I'm pretty awesome, but it's nice to see every now and then when people actually reciprocate some of the music that I put together. Rudolph did. He came and he talked to us and he said that he'd be willing to help us out, but we got to scratch his back or scrub his back in the shower or something. He said if we take care of this little dragon he's like my cousin, then he'll help us out. So we spent some time just hanging around with Rudolph the Red Nose. It was pretty fun. It was pretty nice. But we decided to go and actually check out the dragon after Moony did a little bit of a renaissance or whatever the word is. Recon. That's I forgot it was always called recon. But granted, he turned into like one of those like stupid sky rats that like to bang the heads off stuff. So we got to the tower and we tried to sneak in right in the morning because the dragon likes to go out and feed. So we did a little sneaky sneak, made it into the tower, and I was gonna talk to my cousin. His name's like Lemon Tang or something like that, which I think is also a drink. So might have to try that sometime. Well, good old Lemon Tang, he came into the tower, and he was like, listen, I know I got a bunch of dragon fuckers that want to come and fuck me and everything, but if you go and you take care of my sister, Very Sexiest, then, I'll go and I'll leave this tower, and maybe I'll go and I'll take care of, like, the Cragmaw castle, and maybe eat some goblins and shit when I'm there. I said, cousin, that's a pretty cool thing for you to do, but, what I discovered is that you can't really trust your cousins. They're sneaky and they'll try to stab you in the back, and that's what he did. He tried to breathe his little toxic stuff at me, but I think it smelled good. It kind of smelled like myself. But I think it had just about killed the kid, and then we had a little skirmish. Yeah, the kid did not make it out very well. And we also discovered that Rudolph is like a fucking douchebag, so we gotta have a little talk with him. But I think I hear the kid like sputting her up over here, so I'm gonna run over here and try to take care of him, do a little mouth to mouth. But yeah, see you later, bye.
What? You guys are in this tower still? Slightly ruined.
I go over and give the kid mouth to mouth.
Mouth to mouth.
Archie is also pretty much fucking dead.
I think you guys have some hope, though. Trogg cast the healing spell at the end.
Yeah, you cast healing, and that's what brought me out of my unconscious state, I guess.
Yeah. It is a bit hard to breathe in this tower now with all the poison that's gone. It's not doing any damage to you, but, your throat's kind of itchy. It's burning your eyes, your skin. Aside from Trogg, who is totally...
You don't have to kiss me. I think you helped already. Shit, I'm gonna limp over to Archie. You all right?
Well, fuck me, bud. All right. No, I'm very far from it. Fuck.
That makes 2 of us. Let's get out of this fucking place.
I fucking told you I didn't want to fight a goddamn dragon.
I know. You're right. Fuck.
Fucking goblins, they're one thing. But fucking dragons. Blimping off. I'm clearly hurt. I mean, it's rough.
I'm gonna limp behind him down the stairs.
Where's that fucking cocksucker Rudolph, what the fuck his name is?
He's as the dragon's flew away, Reidoth has also sort of entered the bottom of the crumbling tower, come out from like the small cottage through the door.
All right, you cocksucker. I got a fucking bone to pick with you.
Did Moony at the end of our last one? He had, I don't know, confronted him.
Then he walked away.
Yeah, I yelled and then joined you guys back up again.
Oh, okay.
If you guys need healed, I can do it, but at this point I'm falling behind carrying anybody that needs help.
Yeah, let's get back to Fuckface's house and lick our wounds there.
Don't forget, there was a friendly reminder, a treasure chest at the bottom of the tower.
Archie would already open this. It's not trapped or
I
nothing?
did not open it.
It's already kind of open. You can sort of see inside it. It's sort of broken.
Can I check it for traps?
Give me a roll for dex or whatever it is.
It's going to be a natural 19 with whatever my modifier is.
Okay, no traps that you can find.
All right, fellas. Well, it seems safe to take. Hey, Mooney, you want to fucking utilize your big ass over here and pick up this fucking...
Of course. I'll help the kid sit down and walk over to Archie. I have my satchel open. What have we got?
It looks like we got a big ass fuck off chest full of some kind of fucking treasure. I say we just pick up the whole fucking lot of it and drag it off to Reidoth's house, split it up, and then tell that fucking cocksucker to go pound sand and get the fuck out of this area.
Yeah, we gotta watch out for the zombies.
I'll fuck a goddamn zombie.
What? Don't do that.
That, my friend, I think is called like necrophilia or something.
Right, I'm not sure because once they're re-alive, is it necrophilia?
Yes.
I don't think it is.
Let's go back to my place. Right out, I was going to say. Okay, so yeah, if you guys are going straight back to Reidoth's house, no problem. You guys make it back to his sort of slightly intact dwelling.
I'm just going to find somewhere to sit.
Yeah, there's a few sort of rickety chairs. There's the bed. So, you have a choice of places.
I'm gonna pull out my dagger, the one I keep in the small of my back, which is a particularly long and thin dagger. It looks good for one thing and one thing only, and that's making people bleed. And I'm gonna point it at Reidoth. I'm gonna say, "All right, cocksucker. It seems like you and this fucking green dragon have a little bit of a history together. If that's the fucking case, does he know where you live? And can we expect to get fucking attacked here in the next 20, 30 fucking minutes?"
He's gonna sort of just look at you. Doesn't seem particularly afraid of the dagger. Are you really about to trust the words of a green dragon who promised not to attack you and then immediately attacked you 5 minutes later?
I'm not going to trust everything he says, but also where there's smoke, there's fire.
Either way, you made it seem like it was picking out the fruit from the garden. It was not even close to that.
Well, I never claimed fighting a dragon was going to be an easy endeavor. Even a young dragon's still a dragon.
Do you think it'll be back?
I don't know if it would take the risk. We made him run off and have to lick his wounds pretty good. Possibly he comes back, but I wouldn't count on it.
So it sounds like we did our side of the deal. So I think there's a couple things you're going to teach my big friend here.
Yeah, I could play you guys a song and make you feel better over the day.
Y'all need anything from me, or otherwise I'm going to go into my vessel and rest a little bit. I feel so. What is that? How much does that bring us back up.
It doesn't actually heal you. That was just to make you. Yeah, that wasn't a spell. That was just me playing it. Brighten your spirits.
Well, emotionally, I feel better. I'm going in. If y'all need anything, I'll be able to hear you.
Just so you know, it is quite early in the day still. I mean, you guys woke up around. I mean, you guys went to fight the dragon on like 6:30 a.m. or 7 a.m. And the fight wouldn't have lasted more than 20 minutes or so. Less than that, even the whole thing. So, just for context, it's only about 7:30 a.m. ish.
I'm going to look over at Arch. Thank you for what you did for me. I didn't see it, but I heard you, and I'm sorry that we decided to do this.
We've had worse ideas. Well, maybe fucking not. This is a pretty bad idea, fellas.
Yeah, I think we topped it.
I knew you'd do the same for me. Well, I fucking hope so. I'm gonna get off and kind of saunter towards what looks like a room. Is there a room in this house, or is it just one big, single open floor plan?
Yeah, it's just a single room.
In that case, I'm gonna make a blanket fort.
I'm gonna go into my vessel. I know it's early, but I'm gonna hop in there for now.
You guys see Kid get sucked in. You see Archie prepare his blanket fort out of some of the chairs and his bedroll. Moony and Trogg, are you guys up to anything special at this time?
I'm just playing my song.
Yeah, Trogg's over there playing a song.
I'm standing there staring at Reidoth. Well, unfortunately, I was not attacked at all. I am full strength. So, maybe while they are resting and Trogg is practicing, we can get this finished.
Not practicing, I'm performing. There's a difference.
Oh, sorry, performing at a very low volume.
Reidoth will sort of look you up and down. All right. If you're in good enough health to do so. And he'll sort of walk out the front door and start heading out into the forest.
Okay, I'll follow behind.
Yep, so you follow him. He walks for maybe a mile or so into this somewhat, just sort of into a thicker area of the woods until it suddenly opens up into this small glade of sorts. The canopy is still quite thick overhead, but there are beams of sunlight that penetrate through, sort of lighting up the forest floor. And he'll walk to the center of this small glade and he'll sort of just sit. And he'll sort of gesture to you, like inviting you to sit down across from him.
I will do.
And he'll sort of just look at you. He's still kind of like observing you, almost like analyzing you in a way, as far as you can tell. And that goes on for a few minutes where he doesn't say anything until eventually he sort of opens up. It says, before we start, what exactly is it you're hoping to learn from this?
I am hoping to learn how to get rid of the undead. The ones that should not be with us anymore. The ones that deserve their final resting place.
He'll sort of nod as you say that. All right. First, it's important that you understand maybe the structure of our world. So where we sit now, what we all perceive to be our reality, that's what we call the material plane. The material plane you can think of as a circle that's sort of in the center of the cosmos, built upon the center are many layers. You may have in your studies heard of things like the ethereal plane or the Feywild. These layers eventually extend out into what we call the astral sea, which is kind of outside my wheelhouse. You'd be better off asking a wizard about that sort of stuff. And then out past the astral sea, you have the various domains of the deities. When something dies, usually their spirit is able to penetrate these layers and go off to whichever domain of whichever deity they followed in life. But sometimes something blocks them from leaving, prevents them from penetrating these layers that surround the material plane. I'm not an expert in this sort of thing, but what I can hopefully teach you to do is to be able to see these spirits more clearly. And he's going to sort of hold out his hands, sort of palm up, and ask you to place like your hands on top of his.
I take a second, still thinking it through. I don't completely understand yet, but I will place my palms on top.
When you place your hands on top, he sort of shudders a little bit. Like damp.
Yes, sorry, been through a lot.
I want you to be very silent and just listen to the things you hear around you. Could you roll me a perception check, please?
19.
While you're sitting there holding Reidoth's hands, basically, you hear the various sounds of basically just nature, right? You can hear the sounds of a small stream. You hear birds. You hear small mammals sort of foraging. You can hear the wind through the trees. Now, try and tune out all these outside sounds. Try to look deeper. Try to see past them. And Reidoth's going to say this as he like closes his eyes and sort of breathes in and breathes out very deeply and sort of steadily.
I'll do the same as I start to close my eyes, trying to forget the sounds that are just ingrained in my body.
So as you do this, still while holding Reidoth's hands, you can almost start to feel almost like energy flow coming out of him and into use. And not just like, it's sort of like a give and take, right? So like part of your energy is going into him, part of his energy is coming to you. As it's sort of commingling as you focus on your breathing and shutting out all this outside stimulus. Could you roll me a wisdom check, please?
14.
You sit like this for maybe 10 minutes or so, just focusing on your breathing, as slowly all the sounds from outside sort of start to disappear. All the physical sensations of your body start to disappear, up to the point where you can't even feel Reidoth's hands in your hands. You can still sort of feel this energy connection. At the end, you sort of feel and see nothing until you hear Reidoth say very gently, "You can open your eyes now."
Slowly, I'll open both of them, just looking straight ahead.
So straight ahead, what you see is almost a shadow of Reidoth. And it's a very curious sensation, as it's almost as if you can see through him. And you take a few moments to sort of take in this new information and stimulus you're seeing after having shut it off for the last few minutes. And you notice that you kind of seem slightly transparent as well. And when you look down, you notice you're sort of hovering above your body, the two of you. You're both sort of still in the seated position, but floating above yourselves, maybe at 10 or 15 feet in the air.
Okay, this is interesting. I would immediately start trying to, like, kick away. Like, scared almost being this high up.
Like trying to swim.
Yeah.
You start waving your arms and stuff around, or, kicking your feet as if trying to swim, but you don't move by doing that. You sort of just stay in the same place, kind of flailing about.
Reidoth, where are we?
Don't panic, friend. We're in what we would call the ethereal plane. Not quite the ethereal plane, but the ethereal adjacent, we'll put it.
Closer to where they are being spawned at.
Well, maybe not where they're coming from, but easier to see them. And Reidoth will start sort of slowly floating up higher and higher. So he's almost at like the tree line of these sort of 20 and 30 foot tall trees. And you sort of, as you see him sort of drift up that way, you can almost sort of intuitively follow him by basically using your force of will to decide how you would like to move.
I'll slowly start making my way further towards the trees, no longer kicking my way around, still trying a little bit.
So you get to the top of the trees, you're sort of over the canopy. You can vaguely see Thundertree. I mean, you're only a mile away, so you can kind of see the ruins. You can see the town where you had fought the dragon and parts of the ruin of Thundertree within this sort of forested area. And when you sort of float up to the top where Reidoth is, maybe about 5 feet above the canopy, it's quite jarring, I know. But you need to focus on what you're looking for to be able to see it more clearly. And they'll say, think of your companions and really focus on them in your mind.
I'll close my eyes again. Think of these weeks that I've spent with them, but actually flashing back to just a couple hours ago, realizing how upset I was after seeing what could have been.
Can you roll me another wisdom check, please?
11.
11. So you hold these memories, these pictures, these moments in your mind. It's a bit weak, but in your mind's eye, even as your eyes are closed, you can sort of almost feel this current that pulls you to Thundertree. Well, in the direction of Thundertree. Not physically pulling you, but it's almost as if like your mind is being pulled in that direction. And as you open your eyes again, you can see almost these 3 faint white lights in Thundertree, close to where you could assume Reidoth's was.
Oh, Reidoth, what is that? Is that them?
The white lights you see are indeed your friends. And as you practice more, farther you can see, the clearer you can see, the more you can see. On this plane, the white light signifies life. Now I want you, again, to focus on something maybe a bit more unpleasant. You've seen death in your travels before. I assume. You say you're looking for these spirits. So try and focus on something darker. The death you've seen, decay.
Not even thinking of what's happened with the group, I go further back to the forest, visualizing every moment I've seen with these creatures, enough that my head starts to hurt.
You can roll me another wisdom check, please.
Oh, 19 again.
Again, you focus on these images in your head, and as you open your eyes, this time you see, instead of the two white lights, which have now disappeared as you stop focusing on them. Again, in the direction of Thundertree, you see several specks of almost this inky darkness in several spots around Thundertree.
Reidoth, it almost looks like a shadows.
Yes, those would be the zombies that I had warned you about, that still dwell in the Thundertree. As you sort of see these darkish, shadow-looking things, since you were kind of focused on these darker aspects, you also, again, feel this sort of strange tugging in your mind coming from somewhat closer in the direction of Phandalin, closer to those mountains. But this time the tug is quite strong, much heavier. So could you roll me a constitution check, please?
Ooh, 5.
A 5. So you're almost unable to avoid looking at it as your mind is sort of being dragged off in that direction. And you look over towards Phandalin, out towards the mountains that way. And you see this something very, very dark, almost not necessarily a shadow, but almost something that is completely devoid of light from the direction of the mountains there.
Can I ask, does it look like the form of a creature, or is it just this haze?
It's not even a haze necessarily. It's almost like just this dark abyss. And as you stare at it, it seems like it's taking up more and more of your vision as everything around you also starts to sort of go dark. And you almost unconsciously start to float off in that direction, unable to take your eyes off it. It's only been maybe 10 seconds, but it's like ages have passed in your mind until Reidoth puts his hand on your shoulder, your sort of ethereal shoulder, and it snaps you out of your daze, and all of a sudden that void is no longer there.
Oh, Reidoth, there was nothing. And it pulled me in like the waves whenever I went into the ocean. What was that?
That's also something that I would like. Be careful not to go too deep, because you won't always be able to pull yourself out of those currents. And at this, your guys' ethereal forms sort of start to slowly float back down until you blink, and all of a sudden you're back in your physical body, still hand in hand with Reidoth on the forest floor.
Even being back, the sounds of nature still take a few moments to hit me again as I open my eyes again.
It's a bit disconcerting to all of a sudden have these physical sensations rush back into you as well.
Thank you, Reidoth. That is the Most I've learned in quite a while.
Can't say that I'm an expert, but keep practicing. And I'm sure this skill can be invaluable to you when you're. And that Reidoth will sort of he'll groan a little bit. He's an old guy as he stands back up.
I'll try to help him up, no matter how angry I am at him at this moment.
And he will thank you for your help and starts slowly walking back out of the forest in the direction of Thundertree.
I'll let him walk a couple feet. But I'll follow afterwards, but I'm still looking towards... I know I'm on the ground now, but looking towards the area that I saw the void. As I slowly follow behind.
I'm playing it softly since you're walking into it.
The ambiance is just so good. So yeah, well, Archie, depends on what you're doing, but if you're still awake, Archie and Trogg, and Kid, since you can hear outside, you will hear and see Reidoth and Moony return to the small house. And, well, Reidoth is going to come inside. I don't know what Mooney's going to do.
Yeah, I'm going to follow in.
I forgot to mention, as you guys are walking back in the forest, Reidoth is going to say to you, Moony, now, you had me to help you this time. And eventually, you will be able to do this on your own as well. But in order to practice, I'll give you this. And he'll pull out this small metal tuning fork and hand it to you. And say, whenever you want to practice, find somewhere secluded, focus on this, and it'll help you focus your energy.
Oh, interesting. So usually I just eat with my hands, but I could try this out, I guess.
Well, don't try to eat with it too much.
Thank you, Reidoth. I'm actually kind of excited to try this out.
Now you guys are back.
I'll walk in with the fork held up. Hey guys, I'm a god now.
Hey, my guy, that's pretty cool.
How are you two feeling?
I'm still asleep.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming, how long have you been away?
It would have been probably at least 2 hours. We'll say 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I'm still very well asleep. I mean, I was dead.
Unconscious.
Trogg, you will recognize, as a musician, you will recognize what Mooney's holding as a tuning fork.
Hey, it's watch this. Hit that, and I bet I can hit the same exact note. I guarantee it.
Oh, okay. I'll slam it against the wall.
It's a perfect D minor sharp.
Oh.
It's not a nice sound.
Any kind of minor sharp doesn't sound good.
Yeah, let's see you play that one time.
I only have 8 choices.
And D minor sharp wasn't one of the ones that they gave you?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, really. What a waste of a purchase.
How has your performing been? I love this, Reidoth. It's like I have my own theme music whenever I walk in.
Yeah, the performance is great. The forest loves it. I bet you know that. I mean, you can sense it because the forest. You're like one with the forest, right?
Oh, of course. Unfortunately, I had to tune it out for a bit, but I'm glad to be back.
Mooney's getting a little full of himself here. He's saying he's a god.
I am a god.
Well, Moony, if you put on, I know you got your fork there, but if it'd be pretty cool, you could put on the invisibility thing, and then he could go around and hit the tuning fork like right in front of people, and it really mess with them. Wouldn't you say?
That is such a good idea. Like a funny little haha.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny.
The funniest of ha-has.
Reidoth is sort of gonna wander over to his bed and again groan a little bit and sort of stretch out and say, "Well, as for me, I think I probably should also take a nap. It's not every day you fight a dragon."
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say you had much to do with that, but yes, go ahead. Can I ask though?
Hide him to that support beam, you young punk.
As I commanded him to fly away, so then he was stuck there. He was,
and I'm not here, but I did hold 2 Eldritch Blasts that I never got off because of him.
Anyway, Reidoth, just a quick question before you rest. If the dragon does not come back, what is your plan? It seems like this is your home already. Will you do more with it?
Oh, I don't tend to stay in one place for too long. I do a lot of roaming. You know, my bones don't hurt as much when I'm a squirrel. But I
makes sense.
Might go investigate the old owl well. Heard some rumors over there.
That's right. Well, I will let you rest. Thank you again.
I sort of nod and then roll over on his side, and before long you can hear him softly snoring. All right, if no one else has anything they want to do, we'll just fast forward 8 hours.
There was something once everyone else dozes off, and I was once it's all quiet outside and I don't hear music or talking, and I know everyone else is resting. I'm just gonna look up and around. I'm sure you watched that. I almost lost a friend, or all my friends back there. I almost lost myself a couple times. I know that you're making me stronger over time, and I need it. I like it. I can't let this happen again. I need whatever you can give me. And then if I don't hear or feel anything, I'm just going to doze off.
From the inside of your vessel, I don't know, maybe you see it different. I'm not sure exactly how it's described, or how it's supposed to be described, but I always just imagine it kind of looked almost endless. Like you couldn't see the walls of the vessel necessarily. It just looks like it goes on for like an infinite amount of space, was how I always envisioned it.
I'd be okay with that. I had an idea of how I was going to have it look, and then once someone is able to go inside, that's when I was going to actually describe it. But yeah, if you wanted just to feel like a void inside, like a room with no walls, and it's just a void in every direction, that is fine. But I wanted to like hang stuff for it to feel like a kind of homey.
It's an endless sea of shag carpeting.
Disco lights.
Well, it's like there's a lot of Eastern influence, because it's not, the place isn't really my own. I'm leasing it. It feels like.
You don't know. Maybe he likes shag carpet too. Well, almost at the very edges of this endless void, it's not quite clear, but it almost looks like the shadows of flickering flames, just at the very edges all around you. You can kind of see, but no voice, no talking.
And I'm just going to drift off. It's like on the upper side of. It's almost uncomfortable how warm here, but I've kind of grown accustomed to it. I use that heat to doze off.
Everyone else is happy to fast forward. We'll skip ahead till the end of the short rest, unless you guys just want to wait until next morning. Make it a whole day rest.
Mm-hmm.
Just for storytelling's purposes, I'm fine with it being the next morning.
Yeah, so you guys get a nice, basically almost 24 hours of rest after fighting the dragon. You get to daybreak, you can hear the birds waking up in the morning. Reidoth is sort of, again, groaning and stretching, and you can hear his old bones creaking as he pulls himself out of bed.
I'm going to be outside, by the way, meditating, holding the fork the whole time, just to see if anything changes from my usual norm.
Nothing so far.
Okay.
At some point in the night, I had like rolled over and kicked a chair out. So my blanket fort is now just a blanket pile on top of a little small halfling body.
Mothered to
Yeah, you
death.
guys can see, if anyone wakes up before Archie, you can see the blankets just like slightly rising and falling with his breaths.
My vessel I would have had to leave it after 8 hours. So the rest of the time there, if there's a fireplace or something going, I'm just sitting by it.
No fireplace in this small house, but there's like a table and chairs.
All right. I'm just sitting in a corner then, dozing off. I think I heard while I was in my vessel, you mentioned going to Owl Well to check that out. We had talked a little bit about you maybe coming out to Cragmaw Castle with us. Is that still something you'd be interested in doing?
Well, you see him sort of think about it for a second. And he'll say, I think Old Owlwell is where I saw something quite disturbing when I was out practicing with Moony that I think warrants my attention.
Your attention alone? Just you?
Might have something to do with the black spider, but I can't be sure.
Well, we've had a couple encounters, maybe not with him directly, but certainly with his people. We might end up coming out that way. If you wanted to leave a message for us or something just to give us a heads up of what we're walking into, that'd be great.
That I can do.
And I suppose if we come up with anything interesting on our end, we'll find a way to relay that onto you, one way or another. Did we ever end up divvying up the treasure?
As far as I know, you guys didn't even open it. You don't even know what's inside it.
We were just all real tired, so let's do that now.
So you pop open this broken wooden chest, and what you find inside are... So then in the chest, you guys got 800 silver pieces, 150 gold pieces, 4 silver goblets that are each emblazoned with a moonstone. You find 2 scrolls, and you also find, almost as if it's forgotten in a way, wasn't given much attention, you find what looks to just be a rusty bronze battle axe. Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
I do have the ability to comprehend languages, so if y'all want me to read this, I can.
Right, you might as well. I mean, fuck. You don't want to let something go to waste.
What can we tell about these scrolls?
You'd have to examine them.
I'm going to do that first, just to see if the scrolls are written in a language that I would need to read first.
Well, they have sort of glyphs and runes on them, so you can tell they're magic. You'd either have to take a short rest with them to examine, or maybe if you rolled high enough on Arcane or something, they would tell.
Can we say, since we were here for 24 hours, kind of off and on through sleep, that we would have tried to figure it out while we were here?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, if you spend a short rest examining them, that's good enough. One of the scrolls is a scroll of Misty Step, and the other scroll is a scroll of Lightning Bolt.
All right. Well, this one spell I actually think I might already know. I haven't done it yet, but Lightning Bolt would be cool, but it's not really my aesthetic. So if one of y'all would rather have it.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool if, like, as I'm wailing on the bagpipes, like some lightning came out. So if you don't mind,
Fine with me. Fine with y'all. And who wants Misty Step? That sounds like it could be good for you, Arch.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Probably would be the best for me.
And I am going to cast Comprehend Language and touch the battle axe.
So the battle axe, as you cast your spell, you can see in the dwarven runes it says Hew, Hew, Hew.
It says Hugh. Is that like someone's name? Hew, not like Hugh, like is in Hefner. Do I have any idea what this could mean?
I mean, Hew is an English word, so yes, it's a real word.
Okay.
I just assumed you already knew what it meant.
Yeah, okay. I gotcha.
Did you have to Google it?
I did, yeah.
Andrew, you wrote a book, bro.
I didn't use the word Hugh. Yeah, this is an axe that cuts things.
fair enough.
Right, Sam's like something maybe we should hold on to. At the very least, maybe clean it up and sell it.
Yeah. We can put it in the bag, Holden.
Right. I mean, it just feels like something that if the dragon had it might be worth something.
Fuck that guy. He was living in a shitty ass tower.
Right. He also almost killed
Maybe,
both
maybe.
of us.
Yeah, we'll throw the battle axe in the bag of
So you
holding.
could spend more time examining if you want as well. They said if after a short rest you learn everything. Then
Okay,
really.
yeah, I'm gonna do that.
But basically, it's a +1 magic
gotcha.
weapon
Cool.
that does bonus damage against plants.
Oh
Against
fuck!
plants.
Nice. It's a really good woodcutter's axe.
I mean, those twig blights you guys fought would have been useful.
Oh,
Sorry, it doesn't do bonus. It does if you use it on an object, any object made of wood, plant, creature, object. It does the maximum damage.
Someone with wood armor.
Yeah, sure. If anyone's wearing wood armor, yeah, it does maximum damage.
All right. Do we want to head out to Cragmaw now? How long does it look like on the map it would take us to get there?
From Thundertree, it would probably take you about a day and a half.
All right. Well, maybe we can walk, try to avoid any fighting. I don't know. How's everyone looking? Do we need to rest longer here? Or?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I just depending upon what we get into, I won't be able to do too much for my my awesome songs that I know.
Well, I'm personally, other than a little bit of health, ready to fucking rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine if you guys want to go.
I'm just rolling my hit dice to see how much I've actually gotten back. So that took a lot of damage. All right. I'm actually going to use all of my hit dice. And I am still not back at full health, but I'm close. All right. Yeah, I'm fine heading out if we want to put some miles behind us.
Day and a half. Is that on a road or through, like, the crow flies again?
As the crow flies, yeah.
I'm so sick of this fucking bullshit. Sorry, I don't mean to offend the druids here, but fuck.
Do we still have horses, or did we send this back with a thick slap on the ass?
I believe you never even took them out of Phandalin.
Yeah, I don't remember having horses.
We were riding Moony through the woods, weren't we?
Yeah, to get here. We must have left George back.
Yes, you did. You left him with
Yo,
Declan.
did we learn nothing with trying to have a fucking animal companion from the last campaign? They just magically end up being left somewhere for years.
So as they started to walk out, I was still outside the whole time. Oh, good morning. Do any of you need any healing? Oh, okay. Bye, Archie. As you just take off, I guess he is, all good.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a pep in his step this morning.
I'd like to try to stealth into a tree. I'd like to try to just kind of disappear into the canopy.
Roll me a stealth.
That is a natural 20 plus 9, so 29.
Well, anyone feel free to roll perception if you'd like, but I have a feeling it doesn't matter. As far as you guys can tell, Archie is gone. He just sprinted off into the woods, never to be seen again.
In reality, I'm just treetop keeping an eye on my homies.
Well, as you guys make your way in the direction of Cragmaw Castle, it's a somewhat easier journey than it was going from Coneyberry to Coneyberry to Thundertree. Much less mountainous. It's a bit more flat. It's mostly a wooded area. It is drizzling slightly as it gets towards noon and you guys break to have lunch and then continue on your way. And eventually it gets to around 7 or 8 and start to go down.
How do the hills look here?
There are hills, but they're not as bad as the trip before.
It is a good thing we can walk. I didn't want to really deal with being a spider again. Even being one still scares me.
Yeah, I didn't like that when you were a spider.
Oh, me either.
Archie's just gonna kind of. I assume. Have we built a campfire and set up camp at this point, or?
That's what you guys want to do. Yeah.
I do have something, but Kid has to mute his mic. Has to mute us.
How do I do that?
Leave. No, don't leave.
Kick his. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he actually left.
Ian kicked him. I could tell by the devilish laugh.
No, I didn't actually kick him. He kicked himself. I could server mute him. I don't know.
Yeah, try that, I guess.
Can you hear us?
You little bitch.
Andy.
Could you hear us?
How about this? Yeah, I can, but look.
Headphones off.
Just take your yeah.
Yeah, I'll wave.
I mean, what's going to stop him from taking it off Bluetooth and just listening to us?
Yeah.
We all know he has no morals or convictions.
We all know. He's such a curious little bitch. That
do we want my stone tent again, by the way? After I've pulled you two aside.
Oh, you've pulled us aside?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea, but we could also, is it worth burning one of your fucking spell slots, whatever that means?
Not a big of a deal. Like I told Trogg, I hold up the fork. I'm kind of like a deity myself now, so I have as much power as I need.
All right. Well, if that's a fucking case, let's get us a stone tent.
So I'll erect another one and starting to work on a fire pit and stuff, bringing wood. As I'm talking to just you two as we're working. So it's come up a few times, this age thing, birthdays and things like that. I remember a while ago, the kid said he does not know what his age is or when he was born. I was wondering, maybe not now, but eventually throw some kind of a party.
Right. Are you suggesting a fucking surprise party for a kid that we don't know his birthday? We're just going to make up a fucking birthday for him?
Yes. Just find a day, and that is his birthday now.
Right. Fuck, it sounds like a good time.
But I'm always down to party. I got the entertainment covered. But what do you typically do for your birthday there, Moony? I mean, what's the firbolg birthday celebration?
But no, you wouldn't really see it, but we are competitive anyway. We like to make up our own little games. We try to make it so the whoever's birthday it is, that they can win in relation to what they are good at. Kind of have fun in their way, but the entire town joins in. So for me, mine, when the winter would come, I like to ice skate.
Okay. I couldn't picture you as an ice skater, but if that's what you like to do, you like to do it.
Yes, it wasn't typical, but not many people enjoyed it. But it was something I had fun with.
Yeah.
And the town would join in and just have a day enjoying what I like to do. I don't know, Archie, is there anything the kid really enjoyed?
Right. Mostly just fucking lighting things on fire.
Yeah.
He's kind of creepy that way.
He told us about this axe thing that he got it. So maybe we could cut down some trees and then start a big old fire for him.
That's not a bad idea. Not a fan of fire, but if that's what he likes, we could give him a day. Do what he wants to do with it.
Right. Nothing's better than a day of fire. Just a day of arson.
Well, I mean, you've heard him. He hates the trees. So that would probably make him really happy.
You're not wrong. He's a fucking psychopath. I don't know how I've put up with him this long.
Yeah, I'm really I'm surprised that you lasted so long.
Well, sometimes you just gotta let him fucking burn shit so you don't end up getting burnt.
Well, I'm glad to have pulled you to a side. Like I said, don't have to do it immediately, but just wanted to keep it in mind.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan, a super secret birthday plan. I'll try to come up with a song for the occasion.
That's a great idea. Oh, you said super secret too. I put my mask on and I pull out the tuning fork. I am all set. Enjoy your nights. And I stealth off to. I'm gonna go right behind the kid.
What? Moony?
Hey, where did he go? We lost Moony.
Yeah, how do we tell him to come back?
I got him.
I'm good.
No.
No.
Hello?
No, we're putting back off
Stop.
again.
Don't listen to us.
You've been voted off the island, unfortunately.
The kid just died.
Hey guys, I'm back with the firewood.
You come back and notice that Moony has once again erected his stone walls that you're actually on the outside of currently, since you went to get firewood.
Shit, if I knew that, could I have allowed like a little hole?
I'm walking around it looking.
You notice at one of the corners there's a very thin gap that you might be able to just squeeze through.
Are you shitting me? I'm gonna piece by piece. I'm gonna throw the wood through the hole before climbing through.
When you squeeze back through the hole, you see Moony wearing his special mask, just sort of sitting on the ground looking at his metal tuning fork.
Where's Moony?
Hey, yeah, I don't know where Moony went, but how you doing, kid?
I'm all right. I'm gonna start setting up the fire, like the firewood, right, like dangerously close to where Moony is sitting. Just setting up a fire here.
I start to slowly get up. I almost like trip a couple times and like fall over.
And I'm gonna cast bonfire on the wood.
All right, all of a sudden, just you guys now have a nice roaring fire.
Before he turns around, I'm going to slap the fork against my palm.
That's actually, I don't like that. I don't like that sound at all. Where did
pull
it
the
come
mask
from?
off.
It came from Moony.
A D-sharp minor doesn't actually sound that bad.
It does when it's right in my ear.
That's fair.
Thank you for the firewood. I'm sorry if I closed you out. I forgot. I kind of summoned it a little too soon.
That's all right. I was only gone like 20 seconds, but it's fine. I was right there. You saw it. All right. I'm going to take a seat next to the fire.
I am not much of a cook. I have good berries, unless we have any other ideas.
Well, Archie is the cook of the group, supposedly. So, do you have anything good for us?
Oh, let's see here. Archie kind of dig around in his bag, and he's gonna pull out just some canned things that you really didn't notice were in his bag. They're just glass jars. And after a little bit, you start to smell a soup of sorts. Called an everything soup. It's named after the halfling tradition of frantically raiding pantries and gardens in nervous anticipation of hosting guests. It's just a whole bunch of fucking vegetables and chicken in a soup.
Wow. You whipped that up like it was nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Where did you get the? Surprised you have the chicken and stuff.
Yeah. Where have you been hiding those jars?
Right. Do you forget that we have a fucking bag
Yeah.
of holding? It fucking fits everything.
Oh, shit. What else do you got in there that we don't know about?
I'm gonna reach around. I would like to pull out. I don't know.
A rabbit.
The entire body of a dead goblin.
No, I don't have that.
That's sword Excalibur.
Goblin, the other white meat.
I pull out a bell,
The chicken.
a candle, a crowbar, and a hammer. And I just kind of hold them in one hand. I'm like, right, do you want me to just fucking pull out some weird other things? I reach around again. I pull out an oil, just a flask of oil, which is essentially just lube. It's just a lube tube. A tube of lube. Yeah, I've got all kinds of fun things in here.
Well, shit. All right. That's pretty cool. Thank you for dinner. As always.
Yeah.
The end.
Well, maybe one day you guys can fucking add to this group.
I thought you just enjoyed cooking. Do you want us to divvy up? Should we make a list, like a chore list? Yeah.
No, fuck you. Cooking's my thing. Y'all can fucking figure out other chores.
I sit down holding the tuning fork. I'm trying to go to the ethereal plane. I can't handle this right now.
Archie just has a shitty grin on his face. It was my goal just to gaslight the fuck out of you.
Mission accomplished.
Well, after dinner, you guys can pack it in your shelter. No real threats, even with that tiny gap. Nothing spooky seems to break in. Sun comes up the next morning. You guys break camp and keep heading out towards Cragmaw Castle. Around 11ish, as you guys are, the woods sort of start to open up a bit. What comes into view is crumbling-looking castle. As you get closer, you can see that the castle consists of these sort of similar to the crumbling tower you saw in Thundertree. There's, by your count, 6 or 7 of these towers, all different sizes and heights, all kind of falling apart. The upper stories are in various states of collapse. As you come out of the woods, you see a short flight of steps are leading up to this terrace that's in front of what looks to be the main entryway. The main gates, what used to be very expensive looking, nicely made, bronze covered wood, have sort of corroded and collapsed away. And then past the wreckage of these doors, these gates, you see a shadowed hall with these round towers sort of looming over the entranceway. And along the towers and the walls of the castle, even at the ground level, you do see these dark arrow slits looking down onto the terrace.
You said it descends into that terrace, or the steps go up?
The steps go up. And those things that look like wheelbarrows are definitely not wheelbarrows. Those are arrow slits.
Gotcha.
Because when I made this map, there was no arrow slits.
Well, I'm not much of a tactician, y'all, but that kind of feels like a kill box to me. Should we maybe try to scope around, get a view of what this place looks like at every angle?
Right. I think we should probably not break the fucking tree line and just kind of work the perimeter and see if we can see anything. See any movement, see anywhere where maybe some enemies could come out.
Yeah. Well, do we want to split up around and then meet up on the other side, or Arch, do you want to do a lap around? I mean, I'm not the stealthiest sort.
Right. Well, I could do a lap around if that's what you'd like me to do. I am the quietest of the group. That's for damn sure.
And if you can avoid any plants that kick the shit out of you along the way, then I think it will work out pretty well.
Right. You can jolly well go fuck yourself there, bud. And I'm gonna sneak off into the woods, I guess.
Okay, are you going to go north or south?
North.
North, okay.
Actually, wait. Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, we're going south.
Okay, south. And what is your passive perception, by the way?
My passive perception is probably dog shit. 11.
So you go around south, along the tree line. You see past this sort of... God, you're going to make it really hard for me to just reveal the outside of the castle. I should have seen this coming. Again, the towers are all sort of crumbling, falling apart. As you get around this first tower on the south down there, you can also see it crumbling. And you do see a path which leads to what looks like a set of stairs. Also, along this wall here, you do see a few more air slits.
I like to try to keep working along the outer wall.
Okay, outer wall.
Yep, I want to try to do a complete loop around the outside of the tower. Just being absolutely as stealthy as possible.
Yeah. Well, I don't have it on the map, but there's basically a tree line around this entire
Okay.
castle. I mean, it's in like a small clearing, but the trees are not. So again, you loop around. Another ruined tower is at the back. Again, has several arrow slits in it. And those arrow slits, basically keep continuing the entire perimeter. The tree line on the north side does break up. It's a little bit farther away, so you might not be able to see quite as clearly. Sorry, what did you say your
Passive perception? 11.
11, okay. So you just keep going along here, and it's mostly more of the same. You see these towers, you see these ruins, you see these arrow slits. Goes all the way around. Eventually, you're basically back to where you started.
Well, it's good to see you made it back in one piece.
When I get back to my group, I'm just going to report my findings. Did I notice any movement? Like, did I see any goblins, like, running around, getting ready to fight? Like, anything like that?
From the outside, you didn't.
All right, fellas. I made my fucking loop around and I don't see anything, but
All right.
I don't even know how to fucking approach it.
Well, I think so. As you were going around, I was looking back through my notes in my diary here, and just to make sure that we're all on the same page, we think that Gundren is here, Declan's brother. This is where we thought the goblins had taken him, so I guess he's the one that we should be on the lookout for. But I
Right.
mean, the Black Spider shit could be here. If Glassstaff was working with goblins, he could be here. So, I mean, maybe there's some answers to be found. So just a couple things to be on the lookout for, I guess. But Archie said that there's a couple places where it's damaged on the way around.
Right. Specifically on this this fucking tower here to the north and this tower here to the south. And if you work your way around the tower to the south, the next one also has some damage to it.
Is it damaged enough that it's accessible, that we would be able to get inside, or is it too high up, or not the right kind of damage?
Dungeon Master?
You would not be able to access it without digging through a significant amount of rubble and stone.
How high up are these tower walls? How high up are the towers?
The towers themselves, they're all varying heights. The tallest one seems to be about 40 to 50 feet high.
Well, here's just an idea, and I don't know how much I actually like it, but I just wanted to put it out there. If I go into my vessel and y'all wrap it in something, to keep it, a little bit safe. If y'all throw me up to one of the towers, I can lower a rope down to y'all. And then that way we don't have to use one of the entrances. We can kind of come in on our own way. Or Moony could be a bird, fly up there and turn back into himself and drop a rope and do it that way. But there's a couple options.
Yes, I was just thinking if we could even split it up more if you'd like. I could be a bird and carry your vessel up.
No, that would work. Yeah, or we can use one of the entrances. I mean, it's up to y'all. But maybe if you can become a bird, Moony, you can get a bird's eye view of looking down on the thing. If there's a courtyard or something inside, you might be able to catch movement that way. Something we can't see from the outside.
Oh, yes, I'd agree. Do you want to get in the vessel, or do you want me just to look around first? I won't be able to talk once I get back.
You can go up first, and then we'll kind of reevaluate from there. That way it's not wasted, just in case.
Gotcha. I'll turn into Cardinal. Just
You
flying
finally learned another bird. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's what I get with the tuning fork.
Yes.
Ornithology book.
Shut up.
The Birds of Pennsylvania.
So you go up, you're getting this sort of bird's eye view of the castle. What is your passive perception as a bird?
Burb.
Burb, Cardinal, passive perception. 14.
14. So as you get this bird's eye view, it's a bit hard to make out, but there does seem to also be a kind of footpath from the north up here. Looks like a footpath.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, which
Against,
Archie
the rubble and
didn't
stuff.
notice the first time. Yeah, right up here.
Okay. And then I'd like to go above each tower, see if there's any, like Kid said, if there's a courtyard or if there's any holes in the tower I could peek through.
The tops of the towers are relatively intact. There are windows in several of them. And if you peek your head into them, the floors are mostly completely destroyed. So there's not really like a floor. So you can kind of see almost between like the jagged, destroyed parts of the floor, excuse me. And not in every tower, but in some of the towers, you can see it's heading just leads straight to the bottom floor.
And everything's closed up then? There's no just open area at all?
No open courtyards or anything.
Okay. The arrow slits, by the way. Do I see like goblins manning them?
Which ones?
Just as I fly by, just around the area. Nothing specific.
From the top, they're too narrow. You can't really see inside.
Okay. I'll just return back then. Damn. I'm gonna stay as cardinal form for now. Just rest on Trogg's shoulder.
Well, nothing promising there, Moony?
I'm gonna point towards the north.
All right. I guess we're heading that way then.
Archie's just whistling at Moony.
Quietly whistling.
No, DM, what did I in bird form? What did that translate as? Is he just cursing at me the whole time?
He's coming on to you.
Go.
This is a side of Archie you've never seen before.
Surprise, surprise. I wiggle my tail feathers at him.
Shake them tail feathers.
Getting racy in here.
As we make it to the north side, I'm just going to fly off Trogg's shoulder and just peek at the this rubble-looking path.
Now that you're sort of over it, why don't you give me a perception check, since you're specifically looking at it.
Oh, thank goodness. 19.
19. So you, weirdly enough, you're looking at this sort of patch of rubble, and you've noticed this, what seems to be a footpath going towards it. There's this kind of camouflaged piece of canvas kind of laying over top of this rubble.
On the rubble, you said?
Yes, there we go. It blends in very well with the rubble. Almost as if it's concealing something.
You're still in bird form?
Yeah, I'm sticking in bird form, just staring at the path. Just sticking on Trogg's shoulder for now.
Fucking kids, you Moony.
All right. It's kind of an opening to get out there. They're gonna, if anyone's looking, they're gonna see us. Is he the only one who sees the canvas?
Well, you guys see Bird Moony kind of looking at it, and if your eyes wander to what he's looking at, you can also roll me a perception check.
Okay, I will do that.
If you beat a 10, you can see it. If you're under 10, then you have no idea what he's staring at.
Okay.
Hey, your boy beat
15. 10. Yeah, 15.
Would I be able to use, just as a thought, would I be able to use message with Moony when he's in animal form?
What does message do?
You point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
I would say you could whisper to him, but when he whispers back, it would only sound like a bird.
Yeah, the sound of a bird whispered.
just very quiet tweets.
Damn.
But Moony has now drawn all of your attention to this canvas, which you can now see covering up this patch of rubble.
Right. Well, it's broad daylight, and I don't like the look of some of those slits in the tower. So, do we want to wait until dark and then maybe check out whatever he's trying to point out to us, and maybe try to do this attack at night? I mean, I guess goblins are able to see in the dark, so I suppose the only person that would really influence is Archie, who we would need to be still sneaky. So, never mind.
I think Mooney's able to do a thing where he touches. Well, he's a fucking bird, looking sky rat. I was gonna say because Mooney he can touch us in a certain way,
Yeah,
and then we can see in the dark. But that's just I can see in the dark, and I know you can see in the dark, and it's just Archie. So Mooney just has to touch Archie in his special way, and then he can see in the dark.
Again, wiggle my tail feathers.
I'm not opposed to wait until dark though, because that makes things on my end a little easier. Stealthing around, being quiet and whatnot. Come on.
All right. Yeah, if we want to do it that way, I'm fine with that. Honestly, I'm hoping there's a bunch of goblins in here because I'm still kind of pissed off with the whole dragon thing. So it'd be nice to be able to pick on some smaller shit for a while. And I need to get my kill death ratio up. Is all. All right. Well, we can hang out here until dark then, and if you want to, I mean, we're all gonna probably have to move together. You probably don't want to go into the castle yourself.
Well, I think it might be best for me to investigate the tarp first, and then you can all come up, follow me rear. And then it's fucking gung-ho, tally-ho, stick a finger in something.
Well, I'm okay with that. Well, with the first part, we're gonna wait until dark.
Okay, so you guys stay at the tree line until the sun starts to go down. For those paying attention, if you're keeping watch on the tarp, or whoever's doing so, about 2 hours later, maybe around 3 p.m., you do see 2 hobgoblins come traipsing out of the woods from the east, and they go through this. They sort of pull away the canvas and go inside. Otherwise, you don't see any movement in or out of the castle until the sun goes down, and it's now basically sunset.
All right, Arch. Good luck. Yeah, fuck it. If whenever you're ready to go, I'm gonna tap your shoulder and cast guidance.
All right. Well, I would like to just kind of gauge the shadows around me. Do I think I can fucking stealth my way up to this tarp?
Yeah. And you do you see there's no arrow slits immediately in the rubble or what seems to be any holes sticking out of the rubble. You do, of course, have these 2 arrow slits on this left tower here.
Right.
The tower to the left. But it is sufficiently dark in your estimation.
Okay. Well, I will try to stealth my way up to the canvas tarp.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
All right. That is 25 for stealth.
So using the shadows that are, getting longer and longer as the sun's basically going down in the nighttime, you can make your way up to the somewhat heavy canvas. It's more noticeable now that you're up close, but it does look remarkably. It's a pretty good camouflage job against the rubble.
Does it seem like? Can I hear anything coming from the other side of this canvas?
No, you cannot.
To enter it, does it look like I have to lift it, or is there a door? What's the dealio?
I mean, it's almost like a hung sort of curtain in a way, so you can sort of just pull it the side.
All right, I'd like to real slow and stealthy, kind of peek in, see if I can't see nothing.
So you pull this somewhat heavy canvas to reveal an opening in the rubble. You peek your head inside, and what you see is this. Let me let you see it first. Oh, I always choose the wrong one. Reveal the crumbling remains of a tower.
I'm going to turn back to my comrades. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Do I have the lowest stealth? Probably. I roll with disadvantage. I rolled a 17 plus 3, so 20 for my stealth. That's with disadvantage.
I got 22.
Stealth 17.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can all sort of get up behind Archie, sort of pressing yourselves into the shadow of the rubble.
Are we inside then?
If you'd like to, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, so you guys all pass through this sort of opening in the rubble. You come into a tower that's almost completely collapsed, although the ground floor does still have some space. You can kind of tell by the rotting crates and the old barrels that provisions were probably once stored here. It doesn't seem like there's really anything of value or use to you guys now that would be in here. And what you see is another heavy curtain that's blocking this area to the south, as well as an intact door on the eastern side of the wall. And I think that's where we're going to end today.